to the Clutch Buckets podcast. My name is Josh Tyson.
And I'm Kyle Spence.
Their profession, our passion, your court. Check ball to you. EA Sports.
What's up,
Back in the game, Cal. What's up,
Back in the game, and we recorded. We live. So, what's up with you, Tyson? How you been? How you feeling, man?
Man, great, man. The playoffs starting off on a great note, man. I ain't see this stuff coming, man. This is live. We had to hop on for y'all, man.
I mean, listen, what we do here at the Clutch Buckets podcast is that we give you quality over quantity. So when we know that we have enough data to come back and talk about it, let's chop it up. So welcome to the Clutch Buckets, and of course, welcome to the Playoffs Clutch Buckets podcast, where, of course, we're going to start it off with the Celtics. Of course, I'm not going to put it on. I'm not going to do that today. I probably would have done it earlier, but just a little brim hat just to make sure that we're aware of what's going on here. The Celtics defeated the Orlando Magic 103-86, where we saw some really great play from Derek White and Peyton Pritchard. And what did you see in that game, Tyson?
Man, it was off the chain, man. What I've been telling people for a long time, man. Everybody was focused on the West, of course. Some teams were coming up, man. I was out of surprise. Teams taking over. Everybody's like, it's all about the West. And they keep sleeping on these Celtics over here in the East, the defending champions. And I don't understand it. They have by far the best and one of the best well-formed teams I've ever seen talent-wise.
Yes.
All around, man, that just meshed together so well. On any given night, any of the five starters can go ham. And somebody off the bench. D. White had 30 points. Pritchard had 19. These cats went off on the defensive end, bro. They absolutely dominated, man. Absolutely. So what they did was beautiful. They just let two of the stars take all the shots. Didn't let anybody else really get involved. Banchero, yes, he had 36 points. Had to take 27 shots to get there. Wagner, he had 23 points. Had to take 24 shots to get there. 10 for 24. That's awful. And nobody else scored over double digits. Nobody. That's recipe for success. I'm here.
What you're saying is that Wagner out here putting on Westbrook numbers, which we're going to get to in a minute. But before that starts, I agree. If you can maintain if you can contain the rest of the team and let the star go off, King. 86 points. You saw how much the game slowed down. This is the playoffs. You're going to play hard. You're going to play physically. And this is not even our best. KP had 5 points. JB had 16. JT had 17. So can you imagine if we were playing at our best, our toughest clip of shooting the ball, playmaking, everything in between? Sam Hauser was even out there. I think he had 0 points, but I saw him got like a block. He got a block and then he went down the other way. So this is the type of game where you've had an opportunity to steal one, if we're being honest, because at halftime they were up a point. They came back from probably a 12-point deficit between the first two quarters, came out of the half leading by one, and then just got blown out by the rest of the second half. So your opportunity has, unfortunately, that door and window has closed. I don't foresee this going more than 5 games. I anticipate it being a sweep. It's not to say that the Magic isn't good. They're just not better than the Celtics, where they're second in offense and the Magic is second in defense. But offense beats defense every single time. You can make a stop, but you got to now score on the other end. And if Paolo Banchero is your only source of hope, when the rest of your starters can't even get to double digits, now you have an issue. Now you're not having any impact on the game. So I'm not really worried about the Celtics this time around. I'm looking forward to seeing JB, Jaylen Brown, that is, actually having a good recovery, because he still looks sluggish out there. I'm very skeptical of some of his playmaking, where sometimes it feels he needs to prove himself by taking someone one-on-one. I saw him go down the clock. He luckily, thankfully, hit the shot, but he had the ball for a full 24 seconds. I don't like that type of game. That's not what we're supposed to be doing out there. So I I think that this should be pretty straightforward. We should knock these guys out and we should be advancing. But in the meantime, because this was a clearly dominant game that was to be expected, conversely, when we look out west, we're looking at the Los Angeles Lakers, and you can't spell a loss without LOS. So Los Angeles Lakers is out west, unfortunately, losing to the Minnesota Timberwolves 95 to 117, where LeBron was held to 19 points, even though Luka Doncic went off by, I think, 37. So 19, 9. We didn't get even to the Big 20, not a dub, not a dub, Tyson. So what do you think is happening here?
Man, yeah, defensive schemes, man, all around, but their height and length is a problem. It's a certifiable problem. I mean, when was the last time you saw LeBron James get blocked twice? I mean,
Right.
just all around. So Luka, yes, went off, but that was part of their scheme. They're like, okay, bet we're not going to constantly double Luka and let him throw to open people. We're going to switch off, let him do his thing, and reduce his assists. And I've never seen this stat before. Luka only had 1 assist the entire game. That's the game plan. Come on with it, man. And yo, why LeBron looked like a shell of himself out there? I know they're coming off a tough season, especially a tough last probably 15 games trying to get the right seed. But man, when they were by the time they were really getting blown off and blown out in third, LeBron only had like 10 points. The rest of his points came in like garbage time. Like, yo, I don't
Hate
know.
to see it. What do you
Man,
think that is? Are they just doing a good job containing him? Because be honest, who can contain LeBron James when he's on like that? He was 1 for 5 from the 3-point line, so clearly his shot wasn't falling. He wasn't getting to the free throw line at all, and everything just seemed to be off. They couldn't buy a bucket even if you had a coupon. So I saw that he was a minus 22 in this game. I don't think that's going to be the standard. This is an
so.
anomaly. Just as much as I think Jaden McDaniels going 11 for 13 for 25 points. Excellent, excellent game from him on both sides of the court. I think that they might offset. What do you think might happen there?
Oh, it's all I'm saying. So McDaniels, of course, isn't going to consistently get 25, but he's going to get you buckets. And Edwards isn't going to just have 22. He's going to have more. So say McDaniels only goes down to like 12 points. Edwards is going to have at least 5 to 7 more. Julius Randle only had 16. He's going to at least have like 4 more. Rudy Gobert only had 2. His consistent is between 10 and 15. So it's going to
Rudy
balance.
Gobert is consistently going to be 6. Rudy Gobert averages 6 points. Like, he put way too much sauce on that.
So much. Right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know why I embellish it. I don't know why I embellish it. Especially because he can't create his own. But yeah, so I'm going based off of they have no rim protection. They ain't got no big man besides Hayes, who only played 8 minutes. So in retrospect, Rudy Gobert should be dominating as tall as he is, but we already know what type of player he is. But it is what it is. But man, yeah, I'm loving it. Yeah, I'm loving the decision making and the maturity of Ant-Man, especially versus last year. Making the right reads, making the right plays. The man had 9 assists out there. Moving the ball when it was necessary, aggressively attacking the basket. Man got fouled several times. By the way, man, can we talk about the lopsided free throws, man? Goodness gracious. I mean, Lakers had 16 to Timberwolves 10, and the Timberwolves are attacking the basket a lot more than Lakers. So,
man, ain't got no big. They don't have any big, so of course they're gonna attack the middle.
No bigs, man. But so I think Lakers are gonna come out extra aggressive, especially on defense, more physical. Yeah. But I think it's gonna get them in foul trouble.
Give me your prediction. What's your prediction?
Man,
what and what?
Because I was flabbergasted by how they took this game. Like I didn't see this one coming at all, man. Like they surprised the mess, I think, out the whole world on the Lakers home court too. Man. So I don't know, man. Let me switch it. I still see the Lakers taking it, probably in 6, because I see them coming back with a vengeance, man. I see them switching up schemes. Bron isn't going to have 19 again. Um, I just don't see it. I just really want the Timberwolves to push them to 7, exhaust the mess out of them, because with
Mhm.
LeBron, Father Time catching up, you can clearly see it. So,
That's
uh,
true.
yeah, man.
I think I'll take Lakers in 6 as well.
Yeah,
Um, the Timberwolves shot 50% from three.
that's not gonna happen again. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
So, and this is not LeBron's best game, and Austin Reeves did not play a really great game as we've seen him do several times before. So I think that it's going to offset itself.
yeah.
And because of the chemistry that they're building on the Los Angeles Lakers, as well as experience that they have had, I feel as though this should put them over the top.
Yeah.
But let me find out that the Los Angeles Lakers are going to lose to the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round. You won't hear the end of me. I'm sorry. Like Clutch Buckets podcast will be talking about. Let's talk about the collapse and the demise of the Los Angeles Lakers. So I'm just forewarned. All the
Oh,
people that watch, listen.
I'm
If you
I'm
don't
all,
like what you about to hear, just leave.
I'm all here for it. By the way, I hate what the rhetoric is going to be. It's going to be all types of excuses. Oh, LeBron was still dealing with growing issues. Luka just
Luca
got to
just
the
came
team.
there.
He just got all that type of mess. I don't want to hear none of that, because remember all the predictions before this, going into the playoffs. Oh, this is the Lakers' year. They can take it
Yep.
this year. The
Yep.
disrespect, I mean, he's all over the place. So, yo, what would this mean for LeBron's legacy if they got swept in the first round?
Not much. He's solidified. I don't, there's nothing I can see that can ever happen at this point in his career that will make me be like, oh, he just got knocked down a notch. He's solidified in my mind. This is Luca's. Luca has a spotlight for me. Me personally, I'm looking at Luca Doncic and say, are you capable of getting a better team and taking them to the finals more than I'm looking at LeBron? LeBron, he can sail off into the sunset, play his
Yeah,
3 minutes with Bronny James on the court, and go about his business. So
yeah.
he's solidified for me. I'm good.
You know,
But
it'd be
in
the
the
best highlight.
go ahead.
It'd be the best highlight of the playoffs
What would
if
that be?
if they got beat, especially because Luca was getting burnt on defense, and then Nico Harris tweets, "Defense wins championship." Come on, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, that'd be
Dude,
great.
meantime, the way that they looked at him, had the camera on him after AD walk off with another injury after scoring
Oh,
40 points in that play-in effort. Like this dude, man, he
yo,
can't, he can't
Cal,
stay healthy, yo.
I've I don't understand how somebody who did something as devastating to the fans as that, who still has the gall and the pride and the courage to still go to all the games.
Yes, he got a certain dominance. He gotta show up.
Yo, you gotta have a different level of confidence. That's what's up. Gotta respect it.
It's a problem, though. It's a problem. I hope AD is okay in the meantime.
Oh yeah.
Um, everything gets hurt by this dude, even his feelings. Like, I'm concerned this guy can't stay in any shape, form, or fashion healthy
Especially now
for a
that he's not
long period of
LeBron
time.
Burks. Come on, man.
Right. LeBron list now again, because I do feel as though I have to give him credit for playing, I think, 2 seasons back to back for like 70 plus games or whatever.
Yeah.
But man, he's just starting to revert. So he just can't stay on the court right now. But they're not even in the conversation.
No,
We need to
no, no, no.
go back to the playoffs where the
Yeah.
Knicks actually finally beat the Detroit Pistons, and I think their first time in a long time, if not ever, first round matchup between the Detroit Pistons and the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
123 to 112, where it kind of looked a little shaky at first. I thought Detroit was about to pull this off in the third quarter, but here
Yeah.
comes the Knicks in the fourth, and Jalen Brunson always hunting for a foul. And who hunts for more fouls, Jalen Brunson or Luca?
Luca. I mean, it was Luca who taught Brunson.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Well, he
And,
he is doing. Listen, the student about to become the teacher. The way this dude
right.
hunts for fouls, man. I
And
mean, the
then
neck snap and the whiplash is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So they taught him well. But either way, the Detroit Pistons fell to them in regulation by was it 9 points, I believe, or 11 points or something like that.
123 to 120.
Um, but Knicks went off. The starters did exactly what I expected them to do. Everyone played their role. They were sketchy at first. Brunson closed it as he always does. If
Mhm.
they can stay healthy, Tyson, do you see this being a sweep?
So I don't know about sweep. The Pistons might take one game, but I don't even understand why this was even a debate of who was going to win this series. The Knicks take it to another level defensively in the playoffs. And it
Hmm.
clearly shows here, man, especially on offense. Now, offense was a little bit of a problem, especially last year, but now you got um, Karl Anthony Towns, man, and he went off 10 for 14 with 23 points doing this thing.
Hmm.
11 rebounds, 5 assists, no turnovers. I mean, the man can just spread the floor. Offensively, just gifted all around. But man,
That's
the
facts.
offensive prowess they have, man, 1 through 5. OG Anunoby can give you buckets. Josh Hart is going to give you those tough buckets that you need. Then you got Miles Bridges, who only had 8 points. But this is a
Hmm.
certified bucket getter who came over for the Nets. He was a star for the Nets. He only had 8. So I love how they're able to just share the wealth all around. Again, on any given night, any of these people can go off. And
Hmm.
then not only that, but the defensive intensity is always there. You gotta respect it, man. On the other
I
side, though,
agree.
man, randomly out of nowhere, because we haven't heard this name in a minute, Tobias Harris was the scoring leader on the Detroit Pistons. They had 25. Haven't heard his name in a little minute. So shout out to Tobias Harris for showing up and leading the charge. So yeah,
Shout
man.
out to Tobias Harris, man. I agree with you. The defensive intensity, I think they're going to give people their best shot, especially up front early on into the playoffs. They get burned out. That's the only issue I have with the New York Knicks. They can't maintain the energy because they get injured or they burn out by the time it gets further and deeper into the playoffs, sadly. So their best suggestion, of course, is to, which would be any other team, to sweep them. But for them, they need to sweep them. They need to sweep them immediately, expeditiously,
I
because
get
you
it.
don't want them to take this any type of 6 game series or 7 game series, and then now Brunson is out with the ankle injury again or some other foolishness. So I thought that they played exactly how they should have played, didn't show up in the first half, but they came back and they rallied and they actually closed it out well.
You know who was part of
That's
that
not
rally?
enough offensive power on the Detroit Pistons. Who was a part of the rally?
Yo, Cameron Payne came in and showed out.
14 points.
Gave
Yep,
them
yep, yep.
burst, bro, that was badly needed at that time. This man came
Yeah.
in and went ham, took over. I was like 14.5 for 7. I was like, all right, my boy, go ahead and do your
Yeah,
thing.
he's an instant offense, just like Mikal Bridges. Those are instant offense players if you give them the ball and say go for it. And
Yeah.
so I could see that happening there. So again, shout out to them. No surprise there. I think Knicks are going to take this series. In the meantime, out east again, we are looking at the Milwaukee Bucks and the Pacers, where Damian Lillard is supposed to be coming back, reportedly, like rumor has it, game 2.
It has
Meanwhile, they already start trash talking with Siakam versus Lillard and Halliburton versus Lillard. And I saw something on Twitter the other day where they were like, it's so crazy how Halliburton never talks this spicy when he's down. Only
Never,
when he's up,
never. That's
he
why I can't
has
respect.
stuff to say.
Can't respect it, bro. Can't respect it.
That's
You got
fair.
to be able to trash talk, bro, even when you're down. You can't just talk when you up. It's so lame. And it shows you
It's
really ain't
lame.
got heart like that. You really don't
That's
believe it.
exactly how I feel.
I can't stand it, man. But it is what it is. They did their thing. Giannis looked like he was, man, his starters, man. By the way, nobody in the starting squad, man, was in double digits. Uh Two of them, by the way, Cal
I know
game one.
what you're about to say. I know what you're about to say. You didn't even give me a chance to brace myself.
We talked about this though.
We
We
did
talked
talk
about
about
this.
this.
We talked about this. What I'm about to say. Go ahead, Cal. Go ahead.
Kyle Kuzma is a terrible replacement for Chris Middleton. Meanwhile, I'm saying that Kyle Kuzma isn't as injury prone and can put up the same numbers. But look at Kyle Kuzma and how many minutes? Zero, zero, zeros across the board for about 20 to 30 minutes of play. I know what you're about to say, Tyson.
It's just straight cardio. He just waking up.
PJ Tucker in it like
Just
nobody can
straight
do it, man.
legs. We focus. I guess he focused on the cheerleaders. I don't know what he was focused on, but it definitely wasn't. Bro, how you
Man,
not even get a rebound? Not a
man.
rebound. You couldn't pass it to somebody who was open. Not one assist. This is what I'm talking about. And this, man, I hope Middleton tweeted something right after, because if you think about it, in the playoffs when they won that championship, who was the clutchest cat on the Bucks? It was
Chris
Middleton.
Middleton.
Who should have really gotten that? Like, Giannis was a beast, but when you needed a bucket and you needed consistency in the playoffs, it was always Middleton. Kyle Kuzma, when has he ever showed you that he could do anything in the play? He been on a losing squad for how many years? He not used to winning. So why would you
I'll take
think
it back.
man, man,
I'll
what
take it
yeah,
back. You're right. You're right. I'm wrong.
but
Well, you're
you,
right so
you know
far. You're right so far.
Torian Prince has 0-2.
No one cares about Torian Prince, honestly. So you Torian Prince I would not disrespect Torian Prince. I was about to say Torian Prince is this new age Jay Crowder, but that is so disrespectful. Torian Prince is far better than Jay Crowder in any capacity in my book. So I'm not gonna do that to the brother.
That's what's up.
But yes, he had 0 points, and I was going to go to that, and I was like, that's no excuse because Kyle Kuzma had ample opportunity to really be out here hooping, yo, and he just out there just straight cardio, yo.
I mean, this
So
dude checking his Apple Watch, like how many steps I get in. I bet.
man, okay, well, one game down. If Dame comes back, this will get really interesting really quickly.
I would love to see
And
it
the
because
Bucks probably will win the series if that happens.
it could turn into one of the most interesting series out there just
Yeah.
because of the rhetoric between Halliburton and Lillard. Because this is going to give
Yes.
Lillard life. Now, and when Lillard comes out, when he has an epic game, and when they do win, especially just one game, then I want Halliburton to talk. But he
Yes.
gonna when he loses, just one game, I want to see him. You still come to the camera. You still do the interview. You still
Yep.
talk your noise. Because we all know, just like last year, Halliburton disappears. Completely disappears sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
let's see it. Let's see it, Halliburton.
We we gonna see.
See if you got that
I
dog.
think it's like you said, it could get really interesting really quickly on
Quick.
this team.
Yeah.
Mathurin Namhart, I love me some Mathurin, I love me some Namhart. They actually can hoop. Neesmith was a former Celtic, so I'm always gonna root for him. McConnell did his normal thing. He's their version of Peyton Pritchard, just not as good offensively. But they did what they're supposed to do. Take advantage of somewhat a major superstar being out of the lineup and trying to attack wherever possible. But I look forward to game two. Game two will determine for me personally where this will lead as far as who's going to win the series. So until then, we're going to go
Real,
back out west for three things. Go ahead, Tyson.
real quick. I just want to point out, in my eyes, how can you sit there and talk trash to one of the best point guards, top 75 point guards, when you're sitting there with only 10 points in 34 minutes, 0 for 7 from the 3 point in Halliburton? I just want you're the star player on the squad, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can move back out west.
Hey,
I
points
can't
are
stand that dude, by the way. Oh, I can't
you
stand
got
him.
good points. You got good points. Now, out west, surprisingly, there's been a lot of conversation about the Clippers and Nuggets.
Yeah,
I don't know. First of all, for those who don't know, the Nuggets won the game. They won by two in overtime, was it?
yeah.
After a game saving or sealing steal slash out of
By who?
bounds
By who?
situation by none other than Russell Westbrook. Let us all pause and take a brief moment of reflection because Westbrook did two major things in this game. Hit a
He did.
wide open three in
He
that
did.
corner where nobody respected his shot, and he knocked it down. And then, of
Yeah,
course, the game sealing steal slash
yeah,
defensive play. Thoughts,
yeah.
Tyson?
Yo, first of all, on Westbrook, he did his thing. I mean, we know he's a constant motor. He gonna be out there. And yo, props to him for being clutch in that moment. I will say on the other side, just watching throughout the game, his decision making sometimes just wasn't the best. If they would have lost, everybody would have looked at the stat sheet and be like, yo, he went 5 for 17 for field goal. And I mean, just the shots he was taking, just, sometimes he should have pulled it out. But he did his thing. We'll just leave it. Congrats, Westbrook, for, going ahead and taking the Nuggets and, taking this game right here. I think this is going to be one of the best series in the playoffs because it's so tightly knit, man. You got two great juggernauts now, like just clashing right now. You got Denver just got Murray back. I didn't even know Murray's going to be available for the playoffs. That's going to be off the chain. That's a game changer. This is their championship squad right here. And they got
Hmm.
Westbrook. So, and then the LA Clippers. And I've always said this, man. A healthy Kawhi Leonard is the most dangerous man in the NBA. And it showed again. If it wasn't for that game saving 3 at the end of regulations, I think the Clippers would have taken this, man. And now you got Harden going off for 32. He's in playoff mode, but Harden can, do these type of games and then come back with a 5 point game, a 7 point game. So, but I mean, I think this is going to be an interesting series all around, man. Zubac out here with 21. You got multiple people on the Clippers who can score, man, and play defense at the same time. You know what I mean?
But they lost.
They did lose. They did
So
lose.
now, this is why I think, and trust me, I'm not crying because Westbrook did well. I just have allergies. My question is,
That's
they have so much potential to be such a really good team. And we've seen it. I've heard the commentators talk about it. I've heard Barkley say the Clippers going to be scary, but they lost. They lost to a coachless team in overtime. I'm, I'm not on the hype train. That's probably where I could stand on it. I think the Clippers are good. I don't
yeah.
think they're great. Even if they beat the Nuggets, I don't think they're great. I think they're okay. They are going to probably win the series. They have far more depth than the Denver Nuggets, but the Nuggets have the MVP or MVP in running in Nikola Jokic, who's going to give you. He was 12 for 24. He was 50%. I said, like, this dude is absolutely unstoppable. 12 assists, 29 points, and almost 10 rebounds, but he had 9 rebounds. This dude almost gave you a triple double.
He
Like,
did.
you're not gonna stop that.
No,
So, how good is Kawhi? I think he's doing much better. How
he
good is
is.
Harden? Hands down, probably the best player on that team right now, in my opinion. But they're not winning the game. So until they win, I think they should win. And so I'm going to give it to the Clippers. Let me make sure I'm clear on that. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Nuggets beat them. I won't be
Uh,
surprised.
I think this is going 7. I personally think this is going 7.
What?
Yeah, because man,
Okay,
Kawhi,
that's
he
fair.
got.
That's fair. That's fair.
I just think Kawhi is going to take it to another level, and I think he still feels the sting. Remember the last time he played them in the playoffs was in 2020 when they were up
Hmm.
3-1 against the Nuggets, and the Nuggets came all the way back. So I think, man, I think this is Kawhi's time. I think this is his moment to shine, and I think he's gonna do his thing, man. I've always been a fan of his. Now, how they're gonna stop Jokic, they're gonna stop the others, I'm not sure. You know what I mean? But I'm sure Westbrook is going to give up a couple games. No, I just, man, I see Kawhi, and especially along with Harden. If you think about it, who, what All Star has, well, Kawhi did play with Tim Duncan and them towards the end of their careers. But
Mhm.
from then, like, what other All Stars like Harden has he played with? You know what I
That's
mean?
fair. That's fair.
So now you going into the playoffs with that healthy Kawhi, Harden, Powell. I mean, they got a great all around team, man. So I don't know.
So
I see
Clippers
where
in 7.
I see it. I see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Thunder in 4. Like, let's just get that out the way.
Oh yeah.
Like, after a 51
Nah,
point blowout, Tyson, by the
he got
Thunder to defeat the Grizzlies 131 to, what is this? I can't even see the score is so low. 80. Like, at that point, just hang it up. As Nicki Minaj, I think, said, flat screen, because my goodness,
that's
what a spanking.
it was
I mean, from beginning to
trash.
end, they destroyed the Grizzlies. I was like, oh my
It was like
goodness.
watching. It was really like watching a D1 college team play a high school team out there, man. Like I was, it
It was
was.
brutal.
I couldn't imagine the embarrassment. Like after that, I would start questioning my basketball skills. I'm like, wait, okay, maybe it's not me. Maybe it's my team. Like, what am I? Were we seated correctly? Are we in the right division? Like, are we like, yo? But ever since, and I'll blame the management for this, because how dare you fire the coach entering into the playoffs? Because you can see they're a shell of themselves. They've been losing
Hmm.
consistently ever since that they fired their coach. This has been a disaster for the Grizzlies. Absolute disaster, man. It's sad. It's sad, man.
And I saw Jalen Williams catch that oop over 80. I was like, oh, this is terrible. This was like,
Terrible
I
and
don't know,
wonderful.
was it second quarter when this happened? I don't even remember when it happened, but all I said was, oh, it's done. You just call in the Calvary at this, like, you're done. Just wrap it up. If there was a way for a team to forfeit during a game, they should have done that
Like,
in this sense, dog.
they got a mercy rule out there somewhere, man. Like
Like that,
there,
there has to be a mercy rule. They won't do that again, but they will win probably every game. Like, I don't foresee the Grizzlies, like you said, being in this predicament at the
yeah,
worst time you could ever have in your season history.
yeah.
I don't see them having any guidance. It's just
Uh,
gonna just fade off into the sunset, Tyson, and I'm not gonna be surprised when it happens. You're playing the number one team in the league. And they showed you the number one team in the league score by the margin they beat you with. So shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
This was a
The last,
statement. This was a statement by the Thunder too, man. Because
that's
everybody
right.
been expecting the mess out of them. Like you have all these seeds, all these other teams who are how many games up under? Literally 15 games or more under you.
Yes.
And everybody's talking about how they're the favorites in the West. Everybody from Lakers, Clippers, Golden State, everybody. And constantly hearing that, oh man, they're like, oh, okay, bet. And this was their statement, Kyle. I love it. Oh, I love it,
It
though.
was a statement.
This is the wild part is, man, it's not like just SGA went for 50. It was every
Right.
this was my statement
Right.
earlier. It takes a team. If you have a team scoring like this, there were 6 players in double digits, man. Almost 7. Now
Yep.
that sounds like a championship team to me.
That
Yeah,
is a championship type team. That's why we talked about the Celtics earlier, where the best players didn't even play that well. KP had 5, and
yeah,
SGA, and they still won by double digits. Dude,
yeah.
like it's gonna be scary. It's gonna be scary. And I actually like the Thunder, believe it or not. I never thought I'd get to that point, but we
They
here
different.
now.
They different.
The only one that we want to talk about before we hang it up is the Warriors and Rockets. Prediction for tonight, Tyson. They're going to be playing tonight, at I believe at 8:30
Man,
Eastern.
yeah, man, that's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna. I've been giving in, man, to a lot of the rhetoric, man. I've been hearing about the league, man, and it's proven fact, man. Steph Curry does struggle a lot against the taller, lengthier wings. You know what I
Okay.
mean? What the longer wingspan, like I own, man, like and they've limited him, man, to a lot. I'm not saying they're going to consistently do this, but we're going to have Jimmy Butler like every single game. The defensive tenacity that come with the physicality, and then the problem that the Warriors are going to have defending these guys is down low. They got not weak. They got true bigs. They got some certified big boys down there, man, who actually know how to play big. Like they
That's
actually
right.
got post moves. You know what I mean?
That's
And
right.
that's where the Warriors struggle because they play small ball. So man,
Shangoon is gonna give them so
man,
much trouble, yo.
buckets, man. So
So
I see
much
the
trouble.
Rockets. I see the Rockets taking at least the first game, man. I do.
Okay,
Yeah,
me too. Me
yeah,
too. I'm not even concerned about that.
yeah.
Um, I think that Jimmy Butler is gonna have to have a monstrous game where he's getting to the foul line, so that they can kind of focus their attention on him more. But the way that, they have these defensive prowess between Dylan Brooks, Thompson, and what's it, Van Fleet and the guys. And then, of course, Ime Udoka is a former Celtics head coach who's there. So he's talking about being gritty, being tough, being really physical. It's not like the Warriors aren't accustomed to that, but not, this is going to be someone who is athletic, young, and actually have the skill set to play against you. And that trifecta might look a little bit different than what they're accustomed to in other series. So I can see the Rockets taking game 1 as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll see. In the meantime, before my allergies get out of whack, this was actually a fun conversation about what's happening in the playoffs. Be sure to tune in. We continue to give you more content. We're going to be a little bit more consistent because it is a playoff, so a
Oh yeah,
shorter
most definitely.
schedule. So be on
Back
the
in the game.
lookout for what we have going on. But in the meantime, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Clutch Buckets podcast. My name is Kyle Spence.
And I'm Josh Tyson. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
And we out. Peace.
Next time, people.